So today we're going to talk about the top foods that will increase your sex drive. And these might be something you want to use around the holidays. So welcome back to the channel with me, your host, Dr. Deborah Durst, and my co-host.
Hey guys, Faraday Golembieski, family nurse practitioner here at Revitalize MD. And today, like Dr. Durst said, we're going to talk about foods that are natural aphrodisiacs.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? They spice things up a little bit. They increase libido. They have a response with neurotransmitters. They help with blood flow. So it's going to be foods that do that. So you're going to want to listen to the end so you catch them all.
And again, these are some well-known ones and ones that maybe we weren't thinking about, but can be used over the holidays to spice up some foods. And there's a couple little tricks, definitely, even for the pumpkin pie that you'll want to stick around for. Yeah. But, and then some of it can be, again, just a placebo effect where, you know, it might work. They're well known, but we're going to point out some facts.
Placebo's a pretty strong thing sometimes.
Very strong.
So, hey, if you think that oyster's doing it, it's doing it.
No, well, the placebo effect is, near 40% with other studies. And so, no, it's strong. If you think it, it is, right? So what are some common things? So basically, like Faraday said, these will be foods that potentially are going to increase hormones or neurotransmitters or blood flow. Those are the different ways that it'll affect your libido or arousal or orgasmic strength. And so what are some top ones? So
that first one's oysters. It was the one I just brought up. So oysters are really high in zinc and really high in minerals. So when you look at the zinc, it says that there is more than 5 times your daily recommended amount in one little oyster. There's over 59 minerals in one little oyster. And that zinc plays a huge role in testosterone for men. So men with a zinc deficiency can have a testosterone drop of up to 40%.
Yeah, those are impressive facts right there.
That's a big number.
And repeat the oyster, like the zinc per oyster.
It is 5 times more than like the daily recommended. I think it's like 74 milligrams. Let me double check myself. Yeah, 74 milligrams per 3 ounces is how many milligrams of zinc are in
an oyster. Wow.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's impressive. And so the only thing that I was saying at first when we were talking about this behind is that I haven't really ever had oysters as part of my Thanksgiving
Your
or
foreplay?
My Christmas. Yeah, or no, not necessarily that. But part of holidays for like our family. Have you?
No, but we're not a big fish family.
Yeah.
So we're very traditional in our Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And then I would think that oysters is a well-known one though, for sure. Yeah. And I would think that more around Christmas time and maybe those atypical like dishes. So we'd love in the comments just to kind of hear when people do use those around the holidays.
You got a bougie Thanksgiving? Do you put your oysters out?
Yeah, we want to know how to do that. And then again, that's a different kind of like food. Are you a big oyster fan?
I'm not.
No, I mean, no.
Don't even think I could choke one down.
Yeah, well, I have had one, but it really took a lot of stuff on the top.
Yeah.
And somebody else had prepared it, and then it was good. But it wasn't the oyster. So it's everything else you're putting on them. So I still haven't quite bought into the oyster thing myself, period.
People love them.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that Casanova used to eat them every single day.
Wow.
Like a lot of them.
Well, there you go.
As part of his like regular routine to boost his libido.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from people in the comments. Is it really the oysters that people love or everything you put on top of them? Because it seems like it wouldn't have much taste. I tasted everything else, but
I don't know.
But that's impressive. So a lot of zinc. And if you have a zinc deficiency, you will have a testosterone drop. And a zinc plays that role too for conversions, with the different steroid hormones. So that's important to know.
So if you don't like oysters, make sure you're getting a zinc supplement in your diet.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there's a couple other ones that we're going to talk about that actually have zinc in them. And one of them is pumpkin seeds. And around the holidays, pumpkin seeds are a big one, or even just pumpkin pie, lots of different pumpkin flavored things. But that has about half of the daily value for magnesium in
Yeah.
pumpkin seeds. If you're taking pumpkin seeds that are, I don't know how much that is, but a serving of pumpkin seeds, I'm guessing, has about 50% of what you need from a magnesium standpoint.
So, and it has a little bit of zinc in it too. But yep, it said 56% of the daily amount. And then men with higher zinc have 25% less instances of erectile dysfunction. So magnesium and zinc.
Yeah.
Magnesium helps relax the vessels. It helps improve blood flow. So that makes sense that we'd see less erectile dysfunction with magnesium.
And magnesium relaxes everything. So I always think of that it relaxes blood vessels, so better blood flow. It relaxes you with better sleep, so good at night. It just relaxes your GI tract, which limits your amount of magnesium you can take, because sometimes people will get loose stools. So that's just something to know, is that it kind of just relaxes everything, about 400 functions in the body. So the fact that pumpkin seeds has them in, and that's a good one for smoothies too, like throwing some pumpkin seeds
pop them in there.
Yeah.
Won't even taste them.
Yeah. Dark chocolate is one of my favorites.
That's a well-known one too, I feel like.
Lots of chocolates around the holidays for sure. And I don't know about others. It seems like everyone is always dropping off gifts of chocolate around the holidays.
Of course.
At offices especially. But that has, again, flavonoids, which is going to improve blood flow. And it looks like about 30% up in 3 hours.
That's a big deal. So an increase in blood flow of 30% within 3 hours for 3 hours, not
up
post.
to 3
up
hours.
to 3 hours.
Yeah.
So have some chocolate.
Even sooner.
And you got a 3-hour window. We're going to have improved blood flow. I wonder how that relates to like blood pressure and stuff like that. I wonder if there's ever been any studies. Be interesting.
We can look at that.
Side note.
Yeah, because that was a nutrient study, right, in 2021. But that's interesting and a very popular thing to eat around the holidays.
It enhances also the cacao percent in dark chocolate's important too. I read on when we were kind of looking through that it said looking for something that is at least 70% or higher can help with mood boosting benefits as well.
Okay.
So side note, not necessarily. Yeah.
It's a serotonin increase. And then red wine goes along with that because, chocolate and red wine seem to be a very popular one. And again, I think that overall, if you're looking for resveratrol in red wine, the jury's pretty out in it providing enough of just resveratrol.
Yes.
For supplemental purposes for longevity.
That's the key point in the red wine. So you're looking at reds.
Yes. Yeah. And then again, I don't know if you're not a wine drinker at all. You're
a little bit. Little bit. I don't like the very dry red wines, but those are going to be the best ones in this instance. I like a red wine that's a little bit sweeter. But your Cabs, your Merlots, your Malbecs, they're going to be a drier red that are going to have higher resveratrol levels.
So not all are created equal.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that a lot of the ones that we're coming upon next are like spices that are very popular during the holidays, like ginger and cinnamon and nutmeg. And those are all just very popular. And most of them, are either increasing nitric oxide and blood flow.
And ginger's really good at that.
Yeah.
It increases nitric oxide by 29%.
Wow.
It's a big deal.
That's impressive. And that's the ginger.
That I did not know that. That's something I learned when prepping for this podcast. I always think about spinach and beets and your nitrite foods increasing nitric oxide. Ginger is not one that comes to mind.
And nutmeg was like more of a libido, and then it was a blood flow, which is interesting too. I didn't know that as well until so. Just the fact that if you threw a little cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger on just about everything, or like a coffee or a latte that you're doing. All those,
nutmeg and cinnamon's easy. Or like even, isn't that an allspice for pumpkin pie?
Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't,
You're
I
okay.
don't know about that.
So I'm
as
pretty sure
much.
that's accurate.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
more of a store-bought girl.
Yeah. Or somebody else is baking it for me. Yeah. I'm not a big, like a baker. Or even cook for the most part. But we do have a fun fact about pumpkin pies at the end that we'll share, because if you combine it with something else, there was a study that was interesting with that. And I think that overall, though, if you're drinking alcohol, even if you have some red wine and champagne and all that decreased inhibition that happens with any alcohol, that overdoing any alcohol can always be an issue, obviously, with erectile.
So 1 to 2
anyhow.
glasses. Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it. The other one that I thought was interesting, if we just went through some things that you can add in for health purposes, and especially if during the holidays, because it tends to be that time in between, like October and the end of the year, that it's getting colder in most places. People aren't as active. You're eating more. People are dropping things off. It tends to be unhealthy foods.
More social.
Yeah, more social, more drinking. But if you were making smoothies and you wanted to add some things that are in, obviously, smoothies or like coffee drinks or lattes. So the things we just talked about, like the cinnamon, the nutmeg,
pumpkin seeds,
like those kind of things into some kind of coffee or latte. But maca root was one of those ones that they talked about being the Peruvian Viagra, and that has been shown to improve desire, mood, libido, all of those things for both perimenopause and menopausal women. So just think about maca root being one of those. And so I had to go think, I've used maca powder before, but it was more or less with a coffee that you can mix it in with.
You say maca and I think of matcha.
Yes, no. But it's smoothies, but they do have a powder, and you can put it in smoothies and baked goods and like coffees and lattes.
Okay.
And it's supposed to increase desire and arousal for perimenopause and menopause women. The Peruvian Viagra.
All right, ladies, I need you to do this and try it out. I think I might try
that out.
Let's see what happens.
I think I'm going to try it too. And then you can always put avocados in for just healthy fats and increased hormone production. So if you wanted to get healthy or increase your sex drive and fun around the holidays, which is what this podcast is about, maybe try and throw in a smoothie every once in a while. And
pistachios was on there too, which is so that says better blood flow, sensitivity, and pleasure, because it helps with vascular health. Again, through nitric oxide production, but I did not know that about pistachios.
Yes, you could be throwing all of this in a smoothie.
I eat pistachios on a daily basis. They're so good.
Yeah.
No clue. Who knew? I was helping my blood flow.
Yeah, throwing avocado, maca root, like all that. In watermelon, obviously. I don't think that's a holiday one, but throw that in your smoothie too. Maybe not an oyster. That probably isn't very good, but pomegranates is another one that's around the holidays.
And that's another nitric oxide. So lots of stuff with the food and the spices is a lot to do with nitric oxide.
So really spice up this holiday with things that are always around, but maybe people aren't adding to. It definitely, after prepping for this podcast, I thought, I'm going to make more smoothies, and all my lattes and, and coffees during this winter will have lots of little spices in them.
Even just for the zinc and magnesium, just adding pumpkin seed. So if you're taking a zinc supplement, so I'm always looking for ways I can get rid of one of the supplements I'm taking without having to take a ton of pills. So adding pumpkin seeds is a great way to get some magnesium and zinc in.
So if you did, again, like to add almost all of it to a smoothie where you have like pumpkin seeds, beets, avocado, even pistachios, you can throw in something that grinds all of that very well. And you can have one big mixture of goodness for
maybe Dr. Durst over here will put together a recipe and share it with everybody.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do a live and let you try it.
Oh yeah,
and see a response.
Yeah, Oh, you mean you want me to like that? I can
To
do
try
a
it live.
smoothie.
Yeah. I want you to make a smoothie.
You don't want me to bake live. No,
No.
that would be painful for you. But no, that would be. But I think that we should actually we should find some really cool recipes
Yeah.
that combine all these, especially for smoothies around the holidays and lattes.
Yeah.
That
We can
combine
do
the spices.
a libido booster smoothie.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the dynamic duo.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to do one. We're going to put together a recipe for you guys for the holiday, at least one or two. Something for a coffee latte or a coffee drink, and then a smoothie for that healthy option.
And then Dr. Nurse will try it so that you all can see her reaction to see if it's actually good or not.
Any smoothie would be good with all that stuff in it. I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think that's a given. Don't you?
So, I don't know.
I just think that aphrodisiacs, like we got to at the beginning, they're not exactly, or like the foods that they're not magic pills. And definitely there is probably a component to placebo. But again, I agree with you. If you think it, then it'll happen.
Yeah. But sleep, stress management, hormones, all those things are going to play a very big role in libido, obviously, in circulation. But these are just some fun foods you can try around the holidays to add in and see if it spices things up.
And we will link some of those studies that support. They're small and fun, but that'll be in there. Do they need to check with their doctor before they try anything?
No, not on this. There's nothing.
Just making sure, Faraday.
I don't know. Maybe if you eat too many oysters.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure.
No, we don't have to check with our doctor to eat any of these foods or spices.
No. So hopefully you guys leave us some comments. Let's start a conversation in the comments. Let us know if there's any of these that you've used, that you've had great experiences with, anything we've left off the list that in particular works for you guys. Let us know for sure. Yeah. And then otherwise, let us know if there's anything else you want to talk about, because we are willing to deep dive into anything sexual wellness or wellness.